Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. I'm not sure the light is okay, but we're gonna use it today. Again, viewer discretion is advised. I wanted to talk to you briefly. Monday afternoon, I came home to pick up something, and I got a few calls, and then I got an inbox about this lady going on a platform to say something that she was not supposed to. But let me start by saying this. This is my disclaimer. Let me say it to the African American community. As a former leader in my community, as a former leader in the oldest immigrant community in Georgia, we do not support the statement of Miss Taylor, Justina Kuma Taylor. We do not. We do not. And those who really live in this country, who have done their homework, if at all, will understand that we in this country stand on the shoulders of African Americans. Okay. And I wrote a quick note and I like to read it before I continue with this program. As Africans living in the United States, we must never forget that our opportunities in this nation are deeply rooted in the sacrifices of African Americans. It was their unwavering struggles for justice and dignity that made the 13th, 14th, and the 15th Amendment possible. So for even our people to participate in voting, they made that possible. For us to have other African here, or any nationality for that matter, to be able to participate in elections, running for office, voting to determine who represent them or who lead us. They made that possible. It's made possible with the 15th Amendment. So if you are an African living in America, you don't understand their trauma. You don't understand their struggle. So you have a responsibility to yourself and to your children to understand the journey, the road travel so far. All right. So I will continue. We stand on their shoulders, beneficiaries of battles we never fought, but from which we now reap the rewards. Let us honor, let us honor let us honor their legacy by learning the true history of this land, understanding their journey, not only strengthening our place in this society, but also call us to walk forward with greater humanity, gratitude, and purpose. So, again, we stand on the shoulders of African American, those who fight so hard for you and I to be here. And besides, we, especially as Liberians, right? Our story entwine. I mean, it does not intertwine. It entwine. It's tied together. It's band together. All right. Unless you don't know, and unless you don't want to know. Now, I'm going to play this little video that I made that day. All right. Hopefully, we all learn from this. You can just speak loosely, especially if you don't understand what you're speaking about. Then we're going to move forward to the story. We'll move forward to the LPRC story. Okay, here we go. Let's listen up. Because I had some things to do, but I needed to speak on an issue that really caught my attention, that
our inbox this afternoon, this morning, this afternoon, or even call regarding that. The one thing that I need to make Liberians understand, and I'm sure your children who went to school in this country understand this. It is important. If you are in the Republic of Liberia, if you are a Liberian in the United States, if you are a Liberian around the world, if you are a Liberian, not just Liberian, an African, okay? I've seen some of these derogatory videos that some of you will go to any length to make about Black American, African Americans. Now, one thing that all of us need to first and foremost understand is you are here on the shoulders of African Americans. It is the fight that got you here. It is the perseverance that got you here. It is the pain that they endure and overcame, and they're still fighting. It's why you're here. And that's one of the reasons that your children are also here. Now, I have seen a few videos being very disrespectful, calling Black American names, calling them all sorts of names. I need to play this video so you people can hear. Number one, you need to go and find out what was the 13th Amendment. Way back in this country, Black people were considered property. I want you all to remember that. You did not have rights. Okay? No, you did not. Better yet, I will run upstairs and bring to you and read your Constitution to you, where it says your Declaration of Independence. If you are a Liberian, read your Declaration of Independence and listen to the grievances of the Americans, Black Americans who left America to settle in Liberia. They outlined their grievances while they were coming home. Okay? If you do not know that, clothe yourself with it, especially if you live in the United States. Declaring war on African Americans in America and you're a Liberian, that would be the unraveling of yourselves. Okay? Now, I'm not sure where this craziness comes from. Justina Taylor, I don't say much to you, but you know why? You literally just got here. This country took us in when our own people were hunting us down. This country took us in and gave us a place to stand. This country took us in and gave us opportunity if we were willing to seize it. This country took us in and changed our status and educated us. This country took us in and protected us. And you know on whose shoulder do we stand? The Black American. Based on the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment. I want you to listen to this. Somebody send this to me.
Show you something very disturbing.
Since the Black American want to go to war, let's try, let's see.
This is in response to the fact that Black Americans have decided we are using our right to protest and we are going to boycott African businesses August 1st. We are calling for a boycott, and in response, this woman, not all, but many other Africans are declaring war against Black Americans, American citizens. Remember what I said before. Look at this. You can't defeat the colonizers back in your home country, back on your home continent, but you expect to beat us here on our homeland. No matter where you live, You have to know the law of the land. It doesn't matter if you're in Africa. It doesn't matter if you're here in America. But what you also got to understand is the digital footprint. And due to this one photo, I was able to find all of your social medias. I was also able to find out where you work. And I wonder if they will accept you saying this.
And also, we can ask all our African doctors, yeah, boycott all Black American treatment.
So you already declared war on Black Americans, but you're also telling African doctors not to give medical treatment to any Black Americans whatsoever. And not only that, you are telling Liberians that are here in America to stop funding America and start sending those resources back to Africa, back to your job, because this is very important and it's actually very disturbing. You work for the Department of Human Services, specifically the Division of Developmental Disabilities. What would the state of New Jersey think if they heard that you told African doctors not to give Black Americans medical treatment? Because if you are speaking that rhetoric, I have to believe you're already practicing it. And I fear for the people you work with on a daily in both New Jersey and your job site need to be contacted now. Oh yeah, and for everyone that does report her, here's her different variation of names. Show you something very disturbing.
This is very disturbing. And I'm speaking directly to Justina Taylor. Justina Taylor, this country took us in.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. Okay. That was just that. Okay, that was Monday. Now she got a new feed. All right. The first thing is we live here. Some of us have lived here all of our adult lives. We have no qualms. We're African Americans. In fact, looking at Liberian history, which I will take my time and read right here, second part of your declaration, it outlined the grievances of the African American. And I will keep repeating, I know it's monotone, but yes, it says, we, the people of the Republic of Liberia, were originally inhabitant of the United States of North America. In some parts of that country, we were debarred by law from all rights and privileges of men. In other parts, public sentiment, more powerful than law, frown us down. We were excluded from all participation in the government. We were taxed without consent. We were compelled to contribute to the resources of a country which gave us no protection. We were made a separate and distinct class, and against us, every avenue of improvement was effectively closed. Strangers from other land of other colors or different colors from ours were preferred before us. Okay, you can read it next, the rest. Our people that were here left. They came to Liberia. They didn't want to deal with all of that. Those who stay here, those are the one we call African American. Maybe some of you don't understand that. But I'm gonna play Justina Taylor the current issue, so I can update you. Okay, since this is where she is now. Today she got a new one. Apparently, they call her jobs. All right. In Liberia, you don't have address. If you people in government, you're the law and gospel. Everybody can steal and walk away with it. The president is the king. because she appoints almost everybody. Okay. And everybody else have to survive, so everybody else will kiss up. So everybody is in there. Now here is the update for her. I think Lufa posted this earlier. Okay, I posted it last night. Yep. Yeah, it's where the road. I'm gonna play it. Liberians are doing too much on social media, especially on Facebook. The women not flocking each other in the street. They're not insulting. Most of them, they're embarrassing most of us or all of us, because everything you do, it reflects on your community, because we're a collective group and we don't get that. Okay, so let me see here. Let me play this, then I will talk about the LPRC issue. And those of you coming under my post, because your God is in power and I'm not supposed to talk. Okay, I'm not supposed to say anything. I don't know what is this. This is locked. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do. Where that stuff I sent to Lufa? I sent it to Lufa yesterday. Okay, that's fine. I will get a different one. I had that last. Okay, why is it not? You say Kunalo. Okay, sorry. So let me pull it. Guys, give me a second. Kunalo, I guess I didn't post it the right way. Hopefully this is the right one. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and do this. Folks, it's loading now. So why is it not loading? Just saw that. I just saw that. I'm not going to stay here more than an hour, folks. I just want you to know that. It ain't low? I guess it did not. Okay. It's not doing that. So that's all right. For some reason, it's not. So I'm going to do it from here. I'm not sure this is. No, this is not the one I wanted to post. Let me see. But let me pull this one. This is the one that I want to post here. This is the one that I did last night. The one I sent to Lufa last night. So let me see if I get this. I'm pulling it up, guys. So I had it. Yep. I put on my Facebook. Then I'll play it. And I own no copyright to this video. I'm just gonna put on my Facebook and I'm gonna go ahead and play it. I think Lufa got it posted. Is this Lufa? I think Lufa has it posted. Let me see. I think Lufa has it on his page, so I don't need to repost it. Because I tried to pull it. Guys, give me a second. I'll pull this. Okay, here it is. I don't have to post it. Okay, let's do this. This woman is something else. What the heck is going on here? Liberia, you need psychology. Ay, 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 ay. Let me play this. Let me play this. Let me play this where I find this. You're listening up here. You're listening up here to this woman.
If only this reached the consensus of all African and Caribbeans, everybody from Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, and Africa, if this meet your consent, since the Black American want to go to war, let's try, let's see. All of us, let call out one day from work, all of us across the United States, all immigrants call out from work. Yes. If they want to go to war, let's see what they can prove. And also, all immigrants, like your businesses from all Black Americans, simple as that. Don't let them go into your grocery store. Don't let them go into your restaurant. Don't let them go into your salon. You want to go to war? We will. And also, we can ask all our African doctors, boycott all Black American treatment. Like I said, you don't want to go to war with African. Trust me. We are 54 freaking country. The population of African in the United States is more than your Black American population. Just so you know. That's the reason why 64.
You're here this craziness? Liberian people, you're here this craziness? I'm not going to play anymore. Again, let me say this in our terms. For the African American community, the Black American community, as we would say, listen, especially from us, from me, as a former leader in my community, representation of my community, this particular words or whatever she's saying has nothing to do with us, Liberians, Africans. Okay, so we're distancing ourselves from this craziness. Okay, those who understand the history of this nation will never say those words. Intelligent Black people, African people will not say this. They wouldn't, especially if they understood the journey of the African American, their strength, their ability to persevere, the ability to stand up, to continue to fight, walk, and continue to fight. So this right here has nothing to do with Africans. This right here has nothing to do with Liberians. In fact, Liberia, the formation of Liberia was based on the treatment here. That's how Liberia was giving birth. So please, this right here does not represent us as a community in the United States, as people, especially as Black people. We are all brothers and sisters. That's how I see it. So this right here, and I'm saying this right here, does not represent us. I'm not going any further. I'm not going to play this more. It's not worth it at all. Somebody needs help here. Somebody needs some mental help here. That's how I see it. Okay, that's how I see it. Wow, this light is not doing good today. I need to see what is going on with my light. But let me go back. It does not make sense. Now here are the responses. That for the family, I got about a few more minutes so I can go ahead and work here. Okay. I will take this down the moment I'm done, because I'm not going to keep it on my page. I don't think I need to keep it on my page. All right. Here are the responses now. When people look for attention so much, sometimes they get it. They may not get it the right way, but they do. Here is Justina Taylor making her debut all around the U.S. in every home, in African home, in American homes. She's making her debut.
Risk. This is not to this brother, American Freedmen Legal Fund. Now, so this lady here, okay, the brother says, we have received all her work information. We are moving forward. We now have full documentation of her employment and professional affiliations. Because of her actions, Freedmen patients are being placed at risk. This is not only unethical, it is a direct threat to our community's health and safety. Let this be clear. If you choose to attack Freedmen while serving in institutions that operate within the United States, understand that you are accountable under the very systems you work for. Do not call for war while collecting paychecks under the protections of this country. Facts. You cannot work in public service and harm the public. We are moving forward with a formal complaint. Every policy, every license, every oath, we will hold you to it. This is very intelligent. Like the lady said, if they really want to get rid of you and those of you who participate in this boycott, this is not Africa. In Africa, you could just refuse to serve business to somebody because, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. But in America, if you do that, they can just sue you and you can lose the business. Like, you don't even, like, this person is in America trying to operate under, the local African rules or whatever. And that works in Liberia, it works in Uganda, it's still wrong, but you can't do that in America. You don't even know the system. And then you're talking and you work for somebody. So what did the people say? Outstanding. She's talking about war. We'll need to send her right back to that war-torn country she fled from, which was Liberia. Again, I don't think the country of Liberia deserves bad press because of this lady, but yes, she's from Liberia, and we already know what happened in Liberia. These are dangerous. These people are dangerous, and they are all over in the medical field. Our Black lives are in danger. Look at this. Miss Stacy, she needs to be fired and deported. Revoke her license indefinitely. It's probably fake anyway. She should never be allowed to be in the United States, let alone practice or work here or even exist here again. All that mouth, COINTELPRO says. Nation of Hebrew Israelites. Yes, she needs to be detained by ICE government, charged, jailed, then sent back to Africa and never allowed back in the U.S. Yes, I can agree with this. We are standing up for ourselves against the disrespect and hate we receive. But never once have we called out for war. That's just crazy. She's also calling for every immigrant to go to war with us. She shouldn't be in healthcare. That's dangerous, which she did. Right? Let me go and look at what somebody posted. Let me help y'all out with her name. Her name is Kumba Blank. The contact information for her boss is Cheryl Blank. I bleeped out some of this stuff in the number. This lady works at a social, like the government office, in some level of health aides. All right. And you're talking like this. Let me just talk about this, right? Like, people don't understand where they live and they be feeling themselves. If you feel however you want to feel about Black Americans, anybody else, that's your business. The moment that you let that be known on social media, people will have the right to come after you, and they will. All right. It's going to happen. You're not going to like it. You're going to be.
Now, there she go. She's all over the place. Okay. Now I'm gonna just exit from that. Like I said, she does not represent our community. Okay. She's not even a percentage of our community. All right. That is not, we're not in agreement. It's not a consensus. Some of us grew up here. Some of us have our children here. Some of us have grandchildren here. Some of us have children that are married to African American proudly. Okay. And have both background. So this woman does not represent us. This is the shame that she's even calling for war. I can't even begin to talk about Justina. It's annoying. Okay. And it's very, very disappointing, especially for some of us who put our face, our name, and our time on the line, to help her, to get her out of Liberia. She just embarrassed us all. She just showed who she really is. So I'm going to move on. The next thing I'm going to talk about is a little girl. A little girl was ripped in Loyi, Nimakani. And the man who raped her were arrested. They put this young lady on the motorbike. Lord have mercy. On the motorbike with the person who molested her, who raped her on the same motorbike. That the country where you come from and you come in sitting in these people air condition, you woman, and causing noise. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? Okay. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that craziness? Craziness. Can you imagine that? All right. What a picture I posted today. Okay. The little girl, they put her on the motorbike. The victim, they put the victim, the police put both the victim and the perpetrator, the rapists, just as Liberia put the killers were us, the victim, in the same place. In fact, they elect them and make them leaders so they can abuse us more. While on their way to Senegal, they were in an accident. It's on the page of OKFN. Okay. I believe it was 2 days ago. Let me pull it again. I had it up earlier. Okay. And they show it. How in heaven do you, as a nation, okay, put the victim and the perpetrator in the same vehicle? This one, not even vehicle. On the same motorbike. What kind of trauma, what kind of country is this? And that the improvement you are telling me? That the improvement I'm supposed to be joyous about? That young lady or young ladies are raped. And then you put them on a motorbike with person who raped them. I was trying to pull it. I thought I pulled it earlier. I thought I had it earlier. I wanted to show it to you all so you all can see what I'm talking about. Folks, I'm trying to keep it together. Here it is. It's here. I'll pull it to you. And you all can read it for yourselves. Liberians. So when a few people in Liberia are good, their food on the table, their family in power, they say everything is good. Everything is good. Something as simple as police having transportation. Okay? Something that simple to take victims to the hospital. And I bet they didn't take that woman to that little child to the hospital. They did not. I bet they did not. Here it is. Fatal crash in Nemakene claim lives of rape suspect, team witness, police officers, and civilian. All right? Here it is. By Franklin Dolokui. I think that's his name. A tragic road accident in Nemakene has claimed the life of 4 individuals, including a police officer, a 14-year-old rape victim, the rape suspect, a community watch member. Can you hear that? Okay. The fatal accident occurred along the Tapeta Seclipia Highway near Loyi Creek in District 7 as the group was en route to Senegal for court proceeding. All 4 victims died at the scene. The rest, you can go read it. I'm going to put it on my page. I'm not going to go ahead and talk about it. So you're not going to hear about it because this child is not a minister child. Okay? Because the victim father is not in government. Because the victim father is not a political leader. Because the victim father is not some sort of big name, or sister is now, or mother is now, or auntie is now, or no family is. So that where it stays. Or even the policeman. I see Gregory Coleman walking up and down in Liberia. Okay, for instance, a woman, and I'm going to speak on this, and this is really, 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 really sad. All right, that woman, I don't care what religion she practice, it does not matter. For me, I speak for women. But the way they posted that video, that was single story. That was meant to mislead. Okay. When that woman, it does not matter when she speaks English or she does not speak English. When she charged that police, hit it in the head. You know what? In other words, they will say the police will shoot you down and say, I was threatened. I felt threatened. Even me as a school teacher, if a student charge me, I can press the button and say I feel threatened. They will get him out. She charged that man with a hot frying pan, and we made it about gender. We made it about religion, okay? And Gregory Coleman, what kind of country is that? No investigation. Disrobe this man for his service, all right? But the police then are shooting people, so long they're shooting on behalf of a government official, maybe for like, what you call it, Bill Martin in King George, okay? That's fine. Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. All right. But you just roll a man without investigation. You didn't see all of the video. You don't know what happened. Were the police right? Not to some degree. He was defending himself. That woman charged him with a frying pan, cut him in the head. When the police do wrong in Liberia, we're talking. When the citizens do wrong, we were talking. It does not matter if it's a woman, if it's a male, if it's a child, if it's an adult, if it's a Christian, it's a Muslim, okay? If it's a pagan, somebody who do not practice any religion, somebody who practice just our tradition, the law is the law. Now, let me come to Liberian people with LPRC. Liberians are telling me, because I can't afford to respond to everybody, I don't have that kind of time. I really don't. I really, really don't. And because I don't, I'm not going to. All right? You know, when we sat over here and we're talking to Wia a few years back, those who supported him, really they didn't support him. Those who were either looking for a job or who were enjoying themselves, that coming today and talking trash. Those very people were saying, you don't like Wia, you will stay long inside. 24-year counting, 12-year counting. He weren't listening. Those were his enemies. We were the true sayer, telling him, Mr. President, Liberian people love you. Do the what is right back. When they were protecting themselves, okay, they made people disappear. They wrote up, give it to Wia, go stand on the pulpit, insult the Liberian people because they're stupid. He will go and go stand. They tell him, we got this. Take the time. Go spend time with your son. You can go for 45 days. We come here, we talk. We are pay attention to the Liberian people, especially they're all yelling. They're not screaming for you, Liberians. They're screaming for their old jobs. They're screaming for the power that they lost, just like you people were screaming yesterday for the power that they lost, for the money that they're making. Like Patriot Hunter are making what? 3,600 a year alone. But they're 90% unemployment. 88% of the Liberian people money goes in their pocket. They go borrow money to build schools. So you borrow money to build schools, how you will maintain the school? How you will pay the teachers? Speaking of the teacher, to our volunteer teachers, those of you who responded to me the first day, this weekend, I will have my daughter reaching out to you one by one. I will do my best to reach out to most of you, and we'll do it in increment. I will start from those with the most year, and we'll work our way down. It's not going to be much, but it's just for me to say thank you to all of you for doing what you do, because I know what I do. Like today, I have open house. I sit in the air condition. Everything is supplied. I have whiteboard, electronic devices that work, sharpener that is plugged in, computer system that I'm giving free to work with. So I understand where you give every day. I do. Now, let's talk to the PRC. I ask the LPRC, why did we go to war? The TRC report recommend that the Constitution is amended or changed. The layout of the Constitution take the power completely from the hands of the people and give it to the president and the other 103 men. So in the whole nation, all the decisions are made by 104 persons. 104, yes, maybe 105. The president, the vice president, the 103 legislature. There are about 5,000 positions. Powerful position, including the chief of police. Here it will be the sheriff. We elect the sheriff here. The superintendent is how you call it, even down to the zoo, the Panama chiefs, they're all by the president. So the president becomes God, a king, just without the title. This government, Bouaka and his nephews, 57 of them out of Lofa County. Lofa don't see no problem with it. All the lucrative position. A nephew at Central Bank, a nephew at the finance and development, acquire finance and borrow initiative. They have not created any jobs. They have no intention. All day long, all I hear is World Bank. World Bank is your ear and your eyes. World Bank is your data center. You are a country. You are a sovereign country. Now, I'm coming with the LPRC. Before the war, I don't care what your constitution say. Here is why. Because you break everything else except for what suits you. Before the war, LPRC brought you crude oil, refine it, and regulate. You cannot come and be part of the competition and regulate yourself. I see people living in America. I know some of your people in the government. I know some of you are still waiting to get your own position, and that's fine. But you and I are not going for it. I'm not going to go there with you. Okay? You tell me that the same people that regulate. You see, America have oil reserve. When the bill get too high, they bring it in, or the oil price go too high, they bring it in to kind of bring that to the equilibrium, so the people don't suffer too much. The railroad that we ride today, initially when the Intercontinental Railroad was laid, it was somebody else's idea. The government financed it. And later, the status was changed. Standard Oil, when they came up with the idea, government gave grants and funding to do that because we're going to make America life better. The telecommunication system, even the internet that we use today, it started with the Swiss Army and the U.S. Army. Okay? Who built upon this? It was an open, we call it open, that's the name for it. An open platform. All right? That's the name for it will come to mind. All right? And people come, open source. People come, they customize it and build upon it. Make it work. We came from analog, okay, black and white, no color first. We came from DOS, base and system, and we got a GUI. Who did that? Bill Gates gave a picture, graphical user interface. You know where he got most of his money from? From the government. You know where Elon Musk got most of his money from? As he innovate or he invent, he gets it from the government. But the government is in a position to regulate. But here is my argument. My argument is no other agency in Liberia works. None works. So what is this about? This is not about them to make it work. This is about few persons to get rich. So the government has unlimited funds, okay, based on the status of the nation. the citizen of the nation. You have our bank book. You have our minerals. You have our natural resources. You have our taxes. Now, who are you going to be reporting to? The last I checked, when Matilda Parker was to the seaport, she was bringing at least $10 million a month. A year. Annual contribution to the budget. The last government, how much were they contributing? Somebody come and write it. Let me know. How much has this government contributed to the budget? None. You tell me. I'm not saying I haven't looked yet. How much have they contributed? 3,000, 4,000? The last time I checked, they said they were going to get 7,000. Did they get 7,000? I doubt that. Then let's come back again. Your highway patrol and safety, you can't handle. You're going to sell it to Lebanese people. Your public works, function on loans. Your gender ministry, watch children unalive. You prosecute based on status of people. It's non-functional. I'm saying that. Because the last I checked, the little 3-year-old that was SA in Bobolu a few years back, that we had a big protest about, I had to send the money back to Richardson and find somebody to go to Bobolu, transport the little girl to Monrovia. For needs to have to take her over, to take her to JFK. In fact, when they got embarrassed, Gender wanted to get involved to go and seize that child from her. She called me. I went live with it and said, don't give that child to them because I don't want them to lie on you. You took that child. Okay? So y'all tell me, what agency in Liberia is functional? Agriculture. They just getting paid. What is the production that going on now because this government ran on agriculture? What is the status of the agriculture in the country? How many years from now that we'll be able to feed at least 50% of ourselves? Do we know? You don't. So this is not about fixing Liberia. This is about few person trying to sabotage those who already have put the money into this, okay, and compete with them. This is what it's about. That is my argument. And folks, I went to business school, by the way, and I work in business for a very long time. I work in telecommunication. I work in business finance. I have an MBA. Okay, I want you to know that. That's the cream of business schools. Somebody will say, why you teach? Because I love teaching. I try many things. I get bored easily. When I get bored, I will do something else. I'm actually doing something right now. So the moment I finish with that particular one, maybe I'll be doing something for retirement. That's me. I'm a lifetime learner. And when I get bored, I move. God give me brain, I can retain, I will keep going. And I'm in a country that I have the opportunity to learn, I will learn. Here's this. Okay? So, what new group? I didn't send for no group though. I didn't send a recruit to send any new group. I didn't send a request. I have not sent request to nobody today. Unless it's automatic. I have not. All right. So now I haven't been on for a moment. I will see you on Saturday morning. And then we'll take that from here. So Yamitro, Ayuba, hey, welcome, love. I saw your message today, but I'm not sure if I get it. I will call you later. I will in training most of the day. So that is my argument. None of the agencies in Liberia worked. Why would you want to add another? Are you doing it because you want, all they want to do is steal? You know, I had a young man on VOA today telling me, the GDP of Liberia per capita has increased. You don't know, you know how GDP is measured per capita? Here's how it's measured. GDP per capita is measured based on how much the country is and giving the budget, okay? If it's divided equally, what everybody will get. To everybody getting in Liberia, 60% of your people, of our people, live on less than $2.50 a day. That's below the poverty line. And you're going to tell me, if you are telling me GDP has increased in the country, what have you produced new? Okay? It's based on gross domestic product. What have you produced? What new has Liberia produced out to the product line? You're growing rice? You're making rice? You're shipping anywhere? What are you doing? You done nothing. You party, and you import, cars, Lexuses. You have appetite for luxury goods that you can't afford on your own, but you take the nation money and waste it while the children suffer, while the nation struggle, and don't invest into the nation. So that was be my conversation with you tonight. Dr. Justina Taylor, she needs to close her mouth a little bit. And the second thing is, somebody who telling me Liberia is getting better. A young lady that was raped died on a motorbike. 4 persons on one motorbike. You put a rape victim with a perpetrator on the same motorbike, with a witness on the same motorbike, with a police on the same motorbike. But you know why? They will say those are the casualty of war. Is that what you're voting for? Apparently. I'll talk to you later. Y'all have a good day, everyone. Good night. I gotta go do some work. Good night. Bye-bye.
I am a woman. I'm a strong woman. I'm intelligent and wise. A beautiful woman. I am a woman. I'm a strong woman.